Good morning, students. Today our topic is Python programming, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about Python list and some method used in Python list as well as slicing of a Python list. So let's start. There is a program on a screen which is related to traversing a list. In this program we can easily see that there is a loop and list is already declared here using a list method. So L is a list and content of the list is, as you can see, is a string is passed as a argument as a parameter value within the list. So python, these words, these characters are basically different elements of a list here, and when we want to access these elements using a loop, then we can use it or access it very easily. And there is a statement for a in L. It means every element of list L can be accessed by using for loop here, and a is a variable, so one by one all the characters of this list can be accessed. And when we give a print statement, then all the characters of this list will be printed here. You can easily see that Python. So python, all the characters will be printed after the execution of for loop. And you can declare a list without using list method. Here we just use a list method to declare a list. So there are two different ways to declare a list. So you can use a square bracket for declaration of a list, and you can use a list method for declaration of a list. But always remember that when you declare a list method for declaration of a list, then whatever is the value passed within the parenthesis, that is the argument, or we can say that the parameter value is considered as a character. Okay, so here you can easily see that. So let us try to execute this program and let us see what is the output after the execution of the program. Is it same as we expected or not? Now you can easily see that, students, this is a program here. Now interactive mode is here. Just open script mode here. This is another program. Just write this one here. Here I just perform a copy and paste operation to save our time. Now after execution, we can easily see that is the output. python, individual character of a Python string. Okay, so no difference at all. Now let us make some changes and see what is the output after that. Now this is our new program here, and as you can see here, there are two lists declared here: L list Python and L1, which contain different elements 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Actually we use two different methods of list declaration, using list method and using square bracket. So L1 is a list declared using square bracket, and there are two loops for both of them. First for list L and second for list L1. In second list L1, Here we just try to access all the elements of second list L1 using for loop. So let us see what is the output after the execution of that statement. Now it is very clear to all of you that we can access of a list of element using for loop. So if you want to access different elements of a list, just use for loop, and you can access each and every element of a list using for loop. You can use while loop also, but using for loop it is very easy to access each element. So let us see what is the output after the execution of that program. Now just execute this program. Here you can easily see that different element of list are here. So using this program, I just want to tell you only one thing, that if you want to access different element of a list, then we use for loop, or we use loop to access these elements. You can easily see that these are the element of a first list Python, and second element contain different elements as a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. These are the element of a second list, and here you can easily see that. So different element of a list are here, and we use for loop for this purpose. So if you try to access all the element at the same time, you can just use for loop, or otherwise you can use index position. Just mark the index position within the square bracket and access those elements, or access that element which you want to print, such as suppose name of the list is L, then you can say that L and within the square bracket 1 2 3. So at that position that value will be printed. So for each and every element it is difficult to write every time those this type of statements. So just write for loop, and you can access all the element at the same time. Now there is a second program, and actually it is a program now fifth, because we already discussed 3 programs in our previous video. So this is related to slicing of a list. How many ways we can slice a list? So this program related to that topic, and I know you have idea about the slicing of a list. Actually, when we slice a list, then there are 3 different parameters value: start value, end value, and increment. Okay, but generally we use only 2 values, the start and end values. So there is a list L contain different elements, start from 10 and last elements in 20. You can easily see here on screen: 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. These are the elements of a list, and A1 is a variable, and there is a slicing. First slicing of a list L, and within the square bracket just write 1:9. So always remember that start value, end value, and increment decrement are always separated by a colon sign as far as slicing is concerned. So 1 means value at location 1, and always remember that counting always start from 0 in terms of in tuple, in list, as well as in string. So concept is same for all of them. So here you can easily see that at position 0 10 is there, at position 11 at position 1 11 is there, at position 2 12 is there. Okay, so 1 to 9 means counting start from 11 and goes up to the location, goes up to the value at the location 8, because always remember that last location value is not involved. So value at location L9 is not involved in this case. it is always excluded. In second case, you can easily see that 1 colon 9 colon 10, but there is a difference, and difference in terms of the increment. By default increment is 1, but when you just type any other increment value, it may be positive, negative. We will discuss it later on in this video. So always remember that. So whenever you try or just write any other value, as you can type here 2, then there is a increment of 2. It means every there is a gap of one value. It means every second value is to be considered here. It means first of all 11 will be printed, then after 12 will not be printed because there is an increment of 2. So after 11 there 11 next value is 13, and after 13 next value is 15 here. And in third case, you can easily see that there is no initial value is given, and by default when there is no initial value is given or start value is not given, then it is by default 0. And in next case, if there is no last value is given, then by default it goes up to the last value of the list. And if there is no though not even the initial value, not end value is given in terms of list slicing, then all values are considered. Okay. And when there is a negative slicing, when there is a negative value, a negative start value, and then it means that counting start from in reverse direction. So let us see the output. What is the output of this program? You can easily see here. This is the output here. The original list is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, 20. When you just print A1, 1 to 9, then value at the position 1, you can easily see here is 11. So 11 will be printed, then after 12 will be printed, and it goes from the location at L8 because value at position 9 is not included in this case. Always remember that whatever we give the value in slicing, last value is not included in that case. Okay, next you can easily see that there is an increment of 2, so every second value is printed. So after 11, 13 will be printed, then 15, then 17, and A3 as far as is concerned, you can easily see that no start value is given, so counting start from first element and goes up to the location at goes up to the value at the location A9 because 10 is not included here. In case of A4, you can easily see that value at the location 1 is included here, and after that all values are considered. You can see that the last value is 20, and last value in the original list is also 20. In A5, you can easily see that not the initial value, not the neither the initial value nor the last value is given here, but the increment of 2 is here. So values counting start from 10 and goes up to 20, and there is increment of 2. A6 is similar to that of the A5, but in this case difference is 3. So after 10, 13 will be printed, then 16 will be printed, and then 19 will be printed. Okay, by default if we don't mention any increment or decrement, so it is by default 1. It means all the elements will be printed one by one, and you can mark the, or you can increase the difference by giving increment or decrement value more than 1. And last is A7. You can see here minus 10, minus 1, 2. So in this case actually counting start from reverse direction. It means minus 20 is the element at location minus 1, then minus 9, then 19 is the 20 is the element, and it is located at position minus 1. 19, position of 19 is minus 2, position of 18 is minus 3, position of 17 is minus 4, and up to so on. So you can see that element as minus 10 position is 11, and as you can see here that last value is minus 1, so index value is minus 1, so value at position minus 1, it means 20 is not included here. Okay, and there is an increment of 2. So after 11 there is an increment of 2, 13 will be printed, then 15, then 17, and then 19 will be printed. So that is the output of this program. I think it is clear to all of you that how you can make a how you can perform slicing in a list. So there is another case which is not discussed here, which will be discussed in later on this video, and that is negative increment value. Negative increment means decrement. You can use -2 in case of A7. So these are some list method here, and these are already discussed, but as far as practical part is concerned, we will discuss here some of them. And there are two important methods here. One is reverse method, and second is sort method. Basically, reverse method reverse the order of the list, and sort method sorts the list, means arrange the element in the increasing order or decreasing order. By default it is in ascending order, means in increasing order, and if you want to change the order, descending order, then it is also possible. So let us try to execute this. Let us try to execute some programs based on these functions: reverse method and sort method. So first one is Python list reverse method. As the name suggests, reverse method. It basically reverses the string. Reverse the string means in all the elements are found to be in reverse order after using reverse method. So for this purpose you have to do only one thing: write the name of the list, put dot operator sign, and then just use reverse method, and no argument will be passed here. So just use list dot reverse, and whatever be the element of the list, after that if we want to print that list, all elements are found to be in reverse order. So very simple to use and very simple to implement. The reverse method reverse the element of the list. The syntax of the reverse method, as you can see on the screen, list dot reverse. Here a reverse parameter, as here you can easily read that read it as the reverse method don't take any argument. It means no value is passed within the parenthesis sign. Okay. And second important thing, reverse value from reverse. The reverse method does not return any value, it updates the existing. Actually, after the use of the reverse method, the original list will be updated, and if you want to print that list again, then list will be printed in a reverse order. So let us take a program and see what happens after the using of reverse method. So there is a small program here, you can easily see on the screen. And there is a variable name systems, and there are 3 different values given here. These are actually strings here: Windows, Mac operating system, Linux. And we print original list systems, so original list elements will be printed here: Windows, Mac operating system, and Linux. These all elements within a list will be printed after that, after the execution of this statement. And then we use list reverse method. So system dot reverse here. So as you know that reverse method is just basically just reverse the string. So after the execution of that statement, all elements are reversed. So first of all, at first position Linux will be there, and then Mac operating system, and then Windows is at last position. And then we just give here a print statement. So that will print a basically updated list. It means a list after a reverse method. It means all the elements will be printed in a reverse order. Okay, so that is the concept of a reverse of a list. Always remember that there are 2 important things. First of all, reverse method don't take any argument value, and second thing is it basically reverse the list permanently. It means after that, if you want to print that list, so you get the list in just reverse order. So that is the output. You can see there see here There is the original list contain the elements Windows, Mac operating system and Linux, and after using the reverse method you can get an updated list in which Linux at first position and then Mac operating system and then Windows. Okay, so this is the output of this program. Next, our next example is reverse a list using a slicing operator. Okay, now there is another method you can use if you want to make a list in or want to print a list in reverse order, then it is also possible. Here you can use slicing operator, as I told you earlier that if the value of the third parameters of a slicing operator is negative, then it means that value will be printed in just reverse order. You can easily see that reverse list system, first value is not declared here, last value is not declared here, and there is a decrement of -1. That means the value will be printed in just reverse order. So that is another method you can use, or also use it. And sometimes it is asked in some examinations most of the time, because student almost get confused when there is a negative value given as a third argument. You can easily see a third parameter value. You can easily see here output is Windows, Mac operating system, Linux, and after updated list you can get a list in reverse order. So it is due to because of we give just here -1 as increment value, which of course travel the list in just reverse order. So when you just give a value of a third parameter, first is start position, second is end position, and third is increment or decrement. So whatever you give the third parameter, according to that slicing will be there. But when you give it as a negative value, then counting always start from the reverse direction. So it is very important. Now this is third example here, accessing element in reverse order. So there is a third example here. This is example number 2 here. Accessing elements in reverse order. So if you need to access individual element of a list in reverse order, it is better to use reverse function. So there is another function called reversed. So if you want to access individual element, then always use reverse function. So here there is a small program. You can easily see that we again take same list which contain 3 different data items: Windows, Mac operating system and Linux. And here we just use a for loop for O in reverse. O is a name of variable. O in reverse systems, then print O, then all the elements of this list will be printed in just a reverse order. Means first of all Linux will be printed, then Mac OS operating system will be printed, and after that Windows will be printed. So if you want to access individual element, then just use reversed, REVERSED, reversed function or reversed method. Okay. You can see easily here the output: Linux, Mac OS and Windows. So element are accessed. All element we found elements in just reverse order. And next method is short. So as the name suggests, after that after using the short method, we found the list in ascending or descending order. So if you want to arrange the element in ascending or descending order, you can use sort method. So the sort method sorts the element of a given list in a specific ascending or descending order. By default it is in ascending order. It means that if you don't define it, just use sort method, then elements are found to be in ascending order. So there is a small example here. Example 1, sort the given list. There is a list of vowels and name of the variable is also a vowels, and first of all these are E, A, U, O, I, and of course these are not in ascending order, and then we just use the sort the vowels. So we use the function sort here. Just write simple sort. So first of all just write the name of the list, that is vowels in this case, and then put dot operator sign, and then use sort function or method. So we just write vowels dot sort, and after that we want to print this list vowels, then you can find that element are sorted here, and you can easily see that the output is A, E, I, O, U, and before sorting elements are E, A, U, O, I. So elements are sorted by default in ascending order. We don't mention anything whether it is in ascending order or descending order. By default, if we don't give anything, then you just use simple sort method, then elements are sorted in ascending order. So here we don't give here any parameter value, any argument within the sort method, so it will basically sort method by default arrange the element in ascending order, and here you can see easily here A, E, I, A, U are in ascending order. So small program here, and always remember that when you use a sort method, then after that you want to print that list, then elements are always in ascending order. It means these changes are permanent. And now second question, which is very important, what we do if we want to find out the element in descending order. So for that purpose there is a parameter value reverse. So you just write reverse is equal to true. By default reverse is equal to false. So if you just write reverse is equal to true, then elements are found in just reverse order. It means in descending order. You can easily see here. You can also write reverse is equal to false for to find a list in ascending order, but since it is considered as a default values, means ascending is the default values, so don't mention it. And if you want to find out a list in descending order, then just write list or sort, and then list is the name of the list, and then after the sort, and just write reverse is equal to true. The element are found in reverse order. Means in descending order, and you can easily see that list contain E, A, U, O, I, and vowel dot sort reverse is equal to true. Element are found in just reverse order. E, U, O, I, E, A. So always remember that if you want to find an element in ascending or descending order of a list, then use sort method for this purpose. And if you just give a reverse as a parameter value within sort method, then just type reverse is equal to true to find out the list in descending order. Otherwise it is for otherwise you can find this list in just ascending order, or you can type for ascending order just reverse is equal to false, because it is a default value. now you can execute this program one by one, and this gives you a clear cut idea about the result. Here you can easily see here when value true is given here, then elements are found in just reverse order, it means in descending order, and it is by default is in ascending order. So if you don't give any reverse is equal to true as a parameter value, elements are found in just ascending order. Okay, you can also use a reverse method. This is a program of reverse method. So let us try to execute this program. You can easily find the elements in just reverse order. Save the program first and then after that execute the program. Okay, you can find out that these elements in just reverse order. There is another program using slicing operator, so you can also execute this program. Always remember that last parameter value is step is always given as a negative value. Start, stop, step, it means increment or decrement also. Here we just give its value of step is negative, so we can find out it as a in reverse order after the execution of that statement. And there is another function, reversed function, which is need to access individual element of a list in reverse order. If we want to access individual element of list in reverse order, then we use reverse function, reversed, reversed reverse function. So you can easily see that now the output is found out in reverse order. So these are the two methods we use in this video. In next video we will discuss some more methods regarding to list. So thanks for watching this video.